One of the popular questions that we are often asked is what data structures are relevant and are most widely used in data science, machine learning, and AI. Here are our top picks. The first one obviously is multi-dimensional arrays. You can think of it as vectors, arrays, or even tensors. So if you've ever used NumPy, think of NumPy's ND array as a multi-dimensional array where you're storing same type of data in a matrix or a tensor or an array form. This is probably the most widely used data structure in the whole of machine learning, data science, and AI. Now there is a slight variation to this data structure called as sparse matrices, which you can generalize and say sparse vectors, sparse matrices, or sparse tensors. The way these sparse matrices or sparse multidimensional arrays is stored is slightly different from the regular multidimensional arrays, and these are very, very important and an often overlooked data structure, but still very widely used. The third one obviously is data frames. You can think of a data frame as a table in a database. This is extremely widely used. If you have ever used Pandas or Spark, what you're operating on is actually a data frame data structure. Again, this is so widely used that it's almost become a no-brainer to use it whenever you're loading data from a database or from a CSV or from an Excel sheet into Python. The fourth set of very popular data structures are hash tables, lists, strings, and sets. Again, most of these hash tables are also called as dictionaries in Python. These are extremely basic and fundamental that most of these are implemented by default in most programming languages, including Python. They're extremely widely used. You'll see them being used left and right in any major code base that you write or that you use. The next set of data structures are binary trees. Whenever you're doing a binary search or whenever you're employing a log-n based algorithm, very likely you're using something like a binary tree. There are variations of binary trees that are also very widely used. For example, you have a variation of binary tree called a KD tree, which is a very, very popular data structure to find nearest neighbors in a logarithmic time complexity. The other type of data structures, which are also very popular, are graphs. If you're ever doing data analysis or if you're building machine learning models on graphs, especially on social network graphs or Twitter graphs or follower graphs, the graph data structure is very, very important. And since graphs occur so often in nature, whether it is in chemical bonds or whether it's in social networks or following networks, they exist in a lot of scenarios. Similarly, if you're doing cutting edge geometric deep learning, graphs are a very important and fundamental data structure in some of these applications. While graphs may not occur everywhere, but for some of these problems like social network analysis, they're extremely fundamental, and without them, you may not be able to do enough reasonable data analysis or machine learning modeling. Again, please understand that this list is by no means an exhaustive list. This is only some of the top data structures that we often employ or we often use in data science, machine learning, and AI. Now, if you have a question on whether you understand these data structures well enough, you should be able to answer a bunch of questions. Let me explain what they are. You should be able to explain to yourself or to your friends, what is this data structure? For example, what is a binary tree? Or what is a hash table? And how does this data structure work internally? That's very important to understand. The moment you understand how things work internally, you can compute space and time complexities fairly easily. The third thing is, why did this data structure come into existence? What happens if this data structure doesn't exist in the first place? The fourth thing is, when do you use this data structure? The fifth one, equally importantly, is when not to use this data structure. If you can answer these 4-5 questions about any data structure, you have a reasonable understanding of these data structures. And if you can implement these data structures from scratch in any programming language of your choice, that's a bonus.